I spent a lifetime believing I was a good husband, until a single line from my wife's journal showed me I'd missed the whole point. My name is Robert Davies, and for 43 years I was married to Anna. We raised kids, built a home, and from the outside it looked like we'd made it. The truth, which I only understood after she was gone, is that we were living parallel lives. We shared a roof, a name, and a history, but not a heart. You see, the story we tell ourselves about our relationships is often the one that lets us sleep at night. It's built on the big, undeniable facts. I never cheated. I paid the bills. I came home every night. I clung to those facts like a shield, but the life of a marriage isn't in the facts. It's in the space between them. It's in the silence that grows where conversation used to be. And one day you look up and realize you're more alone in that silence than you ever were by yourself. Loneliness isn't about being single, it's about being unseen in a partnership. Anna died 3 years ago. It wasn't sudden. Her illness was a long, slow fade. And in that painfully clear light at the end, I saw everything I'd been avoiding for years. In her final weeks, she'd asked me to read to her, not from anything new, but from a collection of poems we'd loved when we first met. One evening, after I'd finished, she just looked at me with a depth of sadness I couldn't comprehend and said, "All those years, Robert, we had the love, but we lost the friendship." That sentence hung in the air. It changed the entire gravity of the room. I made excuses, of course. I mumbled about being tired, about stress, about how life gets busy. But she just shook her head slowly. The verdict was in, and I had been found guilty of the quietest crime, neglect. The hardest part was that it wasn't malicious. I didn't wake up one morning and decide to stop seeing her. It was death by 1,000 tiny concessions, a dream she mentioned that I filed away for someday. A hand held out for a dance in the kitchen that I brushed past because I was carrying groceries. The subtle light in her eyes when she had an idea, slowly dimming over the years because my response was always practical, never playful. I prioritized being a provider over being a partner, and in doing so, I provided everything except what she needed most, my genuine, curious attention. A relationship doesn't crumble from a single blow, but from the gentle, constant pressure of not being chosen. Do you know the specific dream your partner quietly gave up on to build the life you share? I didn't, not until I found her journal. It was tucked in her bedside drawer, filled not with anger, but with a heartbreaking ledger of small griefs. An entry from our 20th anniversary. He brought roses, but his mind was at the office. I missed the boy who talked with me for hours about nothing. Another, years later. Told him I wanted to learn Italian, to see the coast. He said it was a lovely idea. We never spoke of it again. That was my pattern. I would acknowledge, even compliment her hopes, but I never joined her in them. I never made them our mission. Love, I thought, was a stable foundation you built once. I didn't understand it's a garden you have to tend every single day, or it quietly returns to weeds. Anna wanted to take a painting class. I bought her the nicest easel for her birthday. She wanted to hike the trails in Vermont. I got her the best hiking boots. I gave her objects to pursue her passions alone, when all she ever wanted was a companion, a co-conspirator for joy. I was so busy building a fortress of security around us. that I forgot to leave a door open for adventure, for silliness, for the spontaneous connection that makes a house feel like a home. We were safe and we were stagnant. So what does this mean for you right now today? If you're sharing your life with someone, I need you to ask yourself a brutally simple question. When was the last time you truly surprised them? Not with a gift, but with your full, undivided presence. When was the last time you asked a question about their inner world, not because you had to, but because you were genuinely desperate to know the answer? The landscape of a person changes over decades. If you're not actively exploring it, you are, by default, becoming strangers. The shared past becomes a museum you visit, not a home you live in. This isn't about grand gestures, it's about the microscopic choices. It's putting down the phone, really putting it down when they speak. It's suggesting the walk even when you're tired. It's remembering that their silly idea is an invitation back to each other. It's choosing the person over the principle, the connection over being right, every single time. Anna's last lesson to me was that love is not a feeling you preserve. It's a promise you actively renew every day. With your curiosity, your effort, your stubborn, deliberate choice to see and be seen. Don't wait for a diagnosis or a crisis to become the partner you promised to be. The clock is always ticking on the moments you could be closer. Start the conversation tonight. Reignite the old dream this weekend. Choose them in a way they can actually feel before the clock stops. If this truth resonates with you, please let me know by hitting the like button. It helps